books for me growing up, best friends, literally my best friends. Um, I I can clearly remember being at my cousin's wedding and staying the entire time in the car reading rather than going into the wedding, which I can't imagine went over very well. But for me, it was fantastic because I got to read. I would literally go into the library and take entire shelves down and just read and read and read and read. And I grew up at a time where teachers also had the authority or the freedom, I suppose, to be able to let a student do that and to just devour. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. I got to do that for several years in a row, and looking back on it, it probably was also a relief because I wasn't having to deal with social issues. If I was in the library, I was just reading. Now, for me though, the most special for sure was the Little House on the Prairie series. Well, that and Anne of Green Gables, which I could just recite probably from beginning to end. Again, the red hair, what can I say? Yes, Anne of Green Gables is the perfect book to me. But Little House on the Prairie series, I actually read, like in elementary school. Yes, I had it read to me, but no, I became fascinated with it in middle school from a nonfiction point of view. And I wanted to know all about what it was to be a young woman in America at a different time. I read every biography I could come up with. I started collecting photographs. I started learning all the dates of all the birth dates of everybody in the entire family. So I could literally draw you a family tree with all the correct birth dates and death dates. My mother actually took me out to Missouri to see the home where she wrote the books. And to me, seeing the room where she sat and wrote and had a big window, it stuck with me and made me desperately, more than anything, want to be a writer and want to have that kind of feeling. So for me, yeah, books were my escape. For a lot of girls on the spectrum, you'll hear that the way we describe our special interests, really what it has to do with is being able to get somewhere, whether that is transported by time or transported in fantasy, to a time and a place anywhere other than here, where we can become expert on the social skills, on the appearance, the nuance, the vocabulary of that other place, because we can't mess it up. And that's what books are. Books are mini universes. And so, oh my gosh, I would say, no, of course, you can't keep your nose in a book and avoid the rest of the world forever. But for teachers who do have the ability to let their kids just read, it's okay. The kids are gonna have to deal with everybody else. They're going to have to, but there is something beautiful about having a respite and getting to read as much as you possibly want, whether those are biographies or fiction.
For more information about social and emotional learning, please visit readingrockets.org